Hey, folks, it's Brian. It's actually Tuesday morning. It's been busy. First coming back from Gen Con, and then I've got two sets of friends in town and trying to coordinate schedules. And plus, I had to get back to work and find out what's happening there. Yeah, not a good time for recording. Anyway, since these all been recorded on my laptop, I have to load them up to YouTube after I'm done, which means they're all going to hit at once. Sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, so my last game, Sunday morning, the Broken Tower had a group of four, a single guy, and then a fifth didn't show, and there was a young man looking for an open game, so he joined us. It's always fun doing the whole Glorantha thing, right? That's always a fun thing. You know, the mythology is real. It does, in fact, come up out of the ground. You know, that kind of stuff. And then we go over the rules and that kind of stuff. No real questions there, and then we start the scenario. This is Zara. She calls you in. Here's Bear. She's been wounded. You recognize Danikos. Blah 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 blah. Right, and then what are you gonna do? They go to investigate at the place where the cattle were stolen, and sure enough, almost due west, 60 head of cattle. You can see that trail. Um, they didn't make any rolls there. A day out, camp then that night, and they continue on, and they spied the murder of crows, and somebody got must have been a critical, and then you can tell there's a human body out there being pegged at. So they cruise up there. Um, they investigate for wounds, flip it over, woman, throat cut. Okay, what can we properly do to take care of this? So we go over the whole Orlanthe um, funerary type services thing. Bodies prepared, laid out for 7 days. That's all it takes to get to the River of Swords. That kind of stuff. Mythology. And then, so they start. They ask about digging her a burial. A burial, right? They bury her there, and then the rocks, the soil is too bad. So they start gathering up rocks and stuff to make a little cairn around her, so to help protect the body. When make the scan rolls, yeah, there's somebody over there. So they sent Cousin Monkey. So Monkey, because my scappers over there, just go and look and see. Don't engage. Don't get in a fight. And then so Cousin Monkey, but Cartholo, he's gonna run anyway, right? So he runs and he gets stuck in a corner kind of thing again. And so Cousin Monkey comes back and goes, "Old man, rags, stick," that kind of stuff, right? So they go and hey, it's okay, it's okay. Can you tell us what happened? That kind of stuff. And he talks about the how the great dogs murdered the woman and took off in the night and went straight north and did his little spiel and he says, "Will you help me?" And they're more than willing to help. So he goes, he does his prepare corpse thing, and then he says um, he asks for help with summoning her ghost. And so we had somebody using spirit speech, somebody using orate. I think we had some dancing and maybe even some singing. So lots of the players were involved, and then there was like 2 failures, a success, and 2 specials. That kind of thing, right? So I just kind of averaged them all. Okay, what kind of bonus do I get? Still a regular success on some of the coasts. It took almost it did take 30 minutes. Yeah, half an hour for the ghost to actually show up. Then this ghost does her spiel, and I've started interrupting her conversations with her ghost being distracted, right? Like, lost, I'm lost, I'm lost. Or we're sorry, we're so sorry. That kind of stuff, right? Those emotions, bursting through as she's trying to communicate. But the gist of what happened, they finished the kind of thing, and the rain comes, and they start talking about, okay, do we try to follow the track in the rain and the dark, or do we make camp and protect ourselves from the storm? And they ask about Carthalo, and he's walking away. He's headed back to his place. So they ask him if he's got a cave or something. Oh yes, come, yes, you can come. So he gets there. They get there. A couple people make rolls on the whole fetishes, signs, and symbol stuff about protection from spirits. spend the night. He does his spiel about the stone woman. And he asks about their adventures and that kind of stuff. They didn't really, because what do we know about our adventures? We don't know anything. Next morning, at one point they did ask about him helping, about Carthalu helping them, but they missed the orate rule. But in the morning they didn't try to readdress that. So Carthalu's at home. They head on north. They got Nathan with them with double tracking. That's easy. Get up. They send Vasana out front as a scout. She made her listen roll but missed the scan, so she heard something out there. But and that's hey, there's a cow out here. So everybody else comes up, and then I pull out the grid, and there's the cow and 3 rock lizards, and sure enough, charge attacks and moving forward and thoughts about firing into melee. But they dispatched the rock lizards in fairly short order. In fact, 2 of them were wounded in a forearm. Or actually, one was a forearm, I think one was a leg. And so those, next round, they're tearing off. And the mounted players chase after him. And one got the rock lizard and the other missed. And so, okay, if he survives, he survives. They come back. And the third one got hit and took off. It was after it took off I realized it got hit in the abdomen, so it couldn't have run away because they were clawed in and just taking bites. But they sent Cousin Monkey after it, if I remember right, and Cousin Monkey dispatched it. So they do healing on the cow, and they take it with them, and they go on. They found the road in the main here, right? They did decide to make these search rolls in the surrounding area as they're moving forward, so it slows them down. But they get a chance to actually search and find an intact main here, which they do. They didn't try any detection stuff on it. And they missed their read-write Thealon. So they get to the hill fort. We discuss it. Somebody made their battle roll. So, hey, this is a perfect defensive spot, but these walls were not meant to be defensive. They're just like maybe just keep animals out or something, right? There's no crenellations. There's no towers, that kind of thing. They missed the scan roll, but they heard feet running away. Then they get up, and the rocky ground is unsafe to ride mounted, so they dismount. The skulls everywhere, even on some of the walls where the brick has fallen down, but there's still dirt behind it. Listen scan rolls. Okay, you can hear. Let's listen. Yeah, listen scan rolls. You can hear tracking. You can hear. They heard. Okay, there's cattle up by the central tower. So they head up there, and as they're going up the stairs, they make listen rolls. So they hear the chanting. So they start discussing things and that kind of stuff. And when they get to the top, no listen roll, no more chanting. It gives me a chance to have Danico's hide and make some start making prep or buffing rolls. And they come in. I slowed it down because I wanted to do it piece by piece as they're coming to what can you see kind of thing, right? And they're moving in and they're moving in. And this time I said, okay, there's 3 dead bodies over here. The central pillar, the skull, the stuff, blood everywhere. I didn't forget all the other bowls with the stuff in them. And, the piles of rocks. And the statue in the back, right? And they come forward, but as they're moving forward, right, it takes less than a melee round for them to surround the Scrupa or come to the statue, the stone woman, or to go and investigate the bodies and that kind of stuff. But Vasana and Yanni, actually Yanni have decided she's going to check around the outside, so she's listening for more chanting, and Vasana goes with her. So they're outside, right? When strike rank 11, the Scrupa comes up and sling. Cousin Monkey slings at it, hits it in the leg, but because my elementals take magic damage to hurt, it kink. And it's just looking around. But by the time somebody gets that effect, it was Harmast, I believe, that came around within view behind the rocks for Danikos. Danikos charges forward, and this is when I figured out that there's a typo on his strike rank in the character sheet from the quick start. His strike rank is not 8. It is in fact 6. So 6 plus whatever melee rounds it took him to get there, plus the melee round strike or the strike rank to get out there, plus the strike for him to move forward. He can actually attack in the first round, but they are faster, and I think they'll defend. That wasn't much of an issue. We're talking about shields and that kind of stuff, right? Vastor summons the fire elemental on him, and he missed his save, so he took a whole bunch of damage at the end of that very first melee round. And then that's when Adrema speaks, and everybody's hearing this. They missed the Earth speech. Somebody made the old Thealan, and then of course everybody hears the Hjortling. But as this is going on, Vasan and Yonith are outside, and they hear it too because it's in everybody's head, right? So they come booking back, and I see them around. They come around. They killed Danikos. That was their intent. And at that point, though, we're pushing almost 2 o'clock, and Harmast's player had to leave. He needed to leave before 2, kind of thing. And so we just narrated the end. There's cattle's out there. They go to the cattle. Her spirit shows up. And my cattle. They make a bargain for half the cattle, and they take off home. Plus, they recover the bodies and all that good stuff. So, all in all, a good session. They seem to have fun. And it's always good to learn new games. That's what we talk about. Hey, this is for new people. I am here to teach you a game. The game I love. Happy gaming.